You're listening to Once Upon a Mama. I'm your host, Molly Ann Luna. Each week, we call my mom, the original Ma, Barb Ripley, to talk about ways of navigating motherhood at different ages and different stages. Because after all, once a mama, always a mama. Hey, Mom.
Hey, Molly, how are you?
I'm good. So today's Valentine's Day.
Yay, hearts and flowers for most people. For most people, hearts and flowers. I have
your eye roll.
Well, that's because I don't quite get it. Like, my husband wants to buy me flowers, and I asked him, I said, please don't buy me flowers because I like to get flowers in the spring and plant them in the garden. So I think we have an understanding now. I haven't had any show up to my door yet, but we have an understanding that the money that you're going to spend on flowers are going to last a week for me. Let's save that and let's buy flowers for our garden that we can enjoy all summer long. However, now that I'm flying, he has to weed them. So that
I love that concept. Just wait so that I can have the experience of flowers all year. That's great. And then you can do the weeding while you're traveling.
Well, I think sometimes people that work in an office is like the people are forced to like get flowers. Well, I got flowers. Did you get flowers? My husband sent me flowers. Do you know what I mean?
I think that sometimes Valentine's Day can feel a little bit
forced.
I don't know the word exactly. But then at the same time, so I guess there's mixed feelings. This is why I'll just say I'm excited to have this conversation because I want to know what the mommies listening have to think about Valentine's Day. Like, is it just another commercial way of making money and it feels like an obligation, or is it really an extra special time of the year for you? I know that for me, my husband and I have been together 10 years. And in the beginning, Valentine's Day was kind of a big deal for us. He would go above and beyond for Valentine's Day. And now, the last couple of years, not so much.
That's because you have a baby.
Well, we do have a baby, but I have to say, though, that the things that he has been doing, I don't think it's just about Valentine's Day as much as it is over the course of the 10 years, he's just shifted his priorities. And now some of the most romantic things he could ever do are the smallest things he does daily that could almost just be overlooked.
Mm-hmm.
For example, this morning, well, it's Valentine's Day, so it's like a normal day, but we'll say on a normal day, just any normal day, he's been implementing this practice the last few months of stopping first thing in the morning, making sure we have solid eye contact, giving me a kiss on the lips, and then telling me the other day he went on forever and I was like, okay, be done. But telling me is all of the things that he loves about me and why.
Oh, I would love that. Can he write them down?
I'll record these on some of those days that I'm upset with you. I can just be like,
oh,
here's the truth.
Well, then you need to listen to your wedding vows because that was the most amazing wedding vows. He's got them written down somewhere.
Yeah, those wedding vows. That's the thing. Oh, yeah, let's write our own wedding vows. Okay, the bride will go first. Okay, Molly, I promise to love and cherish you forever. Whatever basic vows are.
Mm-hmm.
Javon, go. The most awesome, amazing, romantic, out of this world vows you could possibly ever.
Oh my gosh. I am so glad that we recorded those because that's fantastic.
Uh-huh.
And it came from the heart too. That was the thing, it wasn't just a show. And that's what this is my thing about Valentine's Day. I don't want my husband to just send me flowers today because he feels like everybody else is sending their wife flowers, I'd rather have I could take a little handwritten note on the counter just saying, hey, have a good trip today, babe. That would mean so much more to me, just those little simple things. But the thing about Valentine's Day is I think sometimes people fool themselves. People that maybe don't have necessarily the greatest relationship, maybe they should work on it every day a little bit, not just on Valentine's Day,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's an interesting holiday. Well, the Lunas, we're really we're getting better. Watch my language. We're getting better about learning how to press pause on our goals and taking time to stop and to celebrate. But I have to agree with you. Taking time to just do the smallest acts of kindness to show your significant other love throughout the year is far better than getting a huge bouquet of roses. Oh, let me catch myself here though. I still, just be clear, I still want the chocolate.
Yeah. I was going to say chocolate. Yes.
I still want the chocolate, but I want the chocolate every day. So
Yeah, definitely. It's a very commercial holiday though, you know?
it is. And for us, we're such busy entrepreneurs. Javon's acting. And so he's always has some project or something that he's running out the door to go create. And then myself, running Mindful Mamas TV and my success coaching, my public speaking gigs, like it's so easy. It's almost easier to just not do those daily practices.
Yeah.
But I know
It,
that those daily practices are what's really going to make it count, especially as an entrepreneurial mama.
right. I was talking to my friend today, and her husband is a pilot, and he has weekends off. Well, she's newer in the industry, so she has to work weekends, and he wants her to shift her schedule, and she doesn't want to shift her schedule. And, she has sick days she could use. And so I said, well, maybe you should just try and, if you're not, because you're maybe not necessarily physically sick, but maybe your marriage needs some attention. So go ahead and try that, take a weekend off, put that effort forth and see if that is going to help you just have a little time alone, reconnection time, instead of him being resentful toward you. And so she's thinking about it. She's like, yeah, but I'm just so devoted to my job. And I'm like, that's great, because we need to be devoted to our job, but you need to put your relationship first. You need to be devoted to your relationship. And if he's not going to budge and start working weekdays, then you might have to just take one weekend off a month and make it special time, because it is so easy just to each be like, oh, well, there's always tomorrow. There's always tomorrow. But if everybody keeps doing that, there's not going to be a tomorrow together.
That's
you know.
true. Mom, so since you are a career woman now, what changes have you noticed in your own marriage?
Oh my gosh, it has changed a lot. I I won't say it's better or it's worse. It's just such a shift. It's so different. We had, I'd come in, and you know how your dad used to be a trucker, and we'd have to get used to him kind of being there. So, my husband now, Philip, he's used to being home alone for a week, and then I come in, and I think it takes us a good day just to kind of get reacquainted, you know. Um, we do cook together now. We enjoy that a lot more and things like that. But he's watching different shows like television. We used to watch everything together. It's like, oh, we're so simpatico. We're so perfect for each other. Well, guess what? He actually has other interests than I do. Who knew? I thought we were like I was like, oh, like I'll come in. I'll be like, oh, what are you watching? And that's not on our watch list, So ours has changed. Then he's ready to go out and do something. And sometimes I'm like, oh, I don't want to put the makeup on. I don't want to go out. Can we just eat at home? Mm-hmm. Just little slight changes. We still love each other dearly, but it does take forth a little more effort, I think, to make the time, because you don't have every day to take for granted, which is kind of probably a good thing. Because if you're with each other every day, you definitely take it for granted. If you know you're not going to see each other for a week, you try to make those few days that you can see each other special.
Oh, I would agree with that, because for so many years and early on in our marriage, with Javon being in the Army, it was like, oh, he's going to be gone for a month. So you make sure you go the extra mile to squeeze all that time in. Mm-hmm. And to do those things and make sure that you're really turning up the heat in the romance department, because it's going to be, might be a whole year before I see you.
When Phil and I first got together, we were shopping one time, and I pulled up some lingerie just to be funny. And I'm like, hey, what do you think of this? And he throws it on the floor and he goes, looks good to me. Okay. So, that's nothing. We worry about that. That was the funniest thing I'd ever heard. Like, we were just dating, a few months. And I just thought that was hilarious. I'm like, why did he threw it on the floor in the store? Like, why did you do that? He goes, well, this is just stupid stuff. It's just going to end up on the floor anyway. Why would you even buy it?
I think that I hate to be such a cynic, but I think that when it does come to Valentine's Day, there's a bunch of, I don't want to use this word stupid, but it's just like a lot of stuff. And I think that to have like a real romance and real intimacy, it comes in the smallest things. And just to step more into awareness of the things that your spouse is doing or your boyfriend is doing that you might just easily brush off, but just try to step up and pay a little bit more attention. And if you're in a relationship where things aren't as romantic as you want, you have to take a closer look at yourself and say, well, in what ways could I show up and love better or more, or in the way that my partner wants to receive it?
And romance looks so different for everybody. Again, I have the greatest husband, but he just says, I can't do romance. I can't. But my very first card I got from him, it said love on the outside, was empty on the inside. And he just wrote the sweetest note about our last 6 months and how great it's been or whatever. And I cherish that card more than any other thing he's given me. So, yeah.
Yeah, love comes in the smallest, sweetest gestures. And to me, that's the most romantic.
Yeah.
I'm curious to hear about what you think, mommies. Join the conversation over at mindfulmamastv.com under the show notes for this episode. We'd love to hear what your take is on Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day, Mom. I hope that your romance and your marriage keeps burning strong all year long.
I love it. All right. Talk to you later. Give that baby kiss for me.
All right. Will do. Love you.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to today's episode of Once Upon a Mama. Be sure to head to mindfulmamastv.com to join the conversation. Also, if you're a mama or a future mama-to-be, be sure to join the Mindful Mamas community on Facebook. This love-centered community of driven mamas from all over the world are ready to love, guide, and support you as you create a happier, healthier, wealthier life for you and your little ones. Mindful Mamas TV would like to take a moment to say thank you to our exclusive insiders. Your contribution, as little as $1 an episode, is what helps make this show possible. A portion of your contribution goes to the Unstoppable Foundation, a nonprofit humanitarian organization bringing sustainable education to children and communities in developing countries. Not yet an exclusive insider, but want to become one? Go to mindfulmamastv.com/connect to find out more.